Welcome to the Community Forum on WNPV AM 1440. And now it's time for Bucksmont Live, your weekly interview show highlighting the events and people in both Bucks and Montgomery counties. Here's the host of Bucksmont Live, John Ralston.
And good morning. My name is John Ralston. We're glad you could join us today. Today is Saturday. Today on Bucksmont Live, we have Lucia Mitro. She is a holistic practitioner, and her website, if you want to play along with us today, is luciamitro.com. That's LuciaMitro.com. Something new that we're doing on the show, musical guests are now welcome every week, highlighting local bands and solo acts, acoustic or otherwise. You can get more information and sign up your band or somebody that you know. Maybe you could forward them the link. It's bucksmontlive.com/bringthemusic. Our show is sponsored by Care and Share Thrift Shops of Sodderton. You can visit their website at Care and Share Shops. That's SHOPPES.org. BCWSA, your utility partner for a safer environment. Learn more at bcwsa.net. SiteCats Web Development. Are you lost in the search engines? Then you need to call SiteCats and get what you deserve from Google. You can call us Monday through Friday at 215-345-9050. We'll be back in just a moment with Lucia Mitro. You're listening to Bucksmont Live only on Info Radio AM 1440 WNPV. Archives and listen live on the web at WNPV1440.com.
WNPV Lansdale.
The Indian Valley was green before green was in. That's because the Indian Valley has been home to the Care and Share Thrift Shops for years. The Care and Share Thrift Shops on Route 113 in the Souderton Center are made up of 5 separate shops filled with quality used clothing, furniture, books, music, and household goods. Gently used items at great prices. But did you know that one day a month you could save even more? Well, you can. On the third Friday of each month, the Care and Share Thrift Shops hold their big sale. Everything is 1/2 the ticket price. What a deal! You get quality items you want and need, perfectly good items that previously might have ended up in a landfill at amazingly low prices on the third Friday of each month. For more information on the Care and Share Thrift Shops and to shop online, visit careandshareshops.org. That's careandshareshoppes.org or call 215-723-0315.
More people are online every day to check and pay their bills. Now you can have your Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority utility bill delivered electronically. Enrollment is easy at bcwsa.net. With e-billing, you have control to see your bills when you want. Set reminders for each new bill and the convenience to view and print up to 13 months of previous bills. Best of all, this service is free. Sign up for e-billing at bcwsa.net or call 215-343-2538.
Hi, I'm John Ralston, president of SiteCats Web Development in Doylestown. You know, there's a lot of confusion today about search engines and content management. Take a minute to relax with me. Listen, you might be thinking, how do I get my site to the top of the search engines? Do I need a mobile version of my website? Do I need a Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and LinkedIn page? Well, maybe you do, and just maybe you don't. That's why at SiteCats in Doylestown, we take the time to study your competition and define the keywords and copy that will make your web page stand out from the competition. Come see us at our studio right across the street from Bucks County Courthouse. We'll take the time to sort out your options so you can get back to work or back to whatever. So remember, you can relax because you've got SiteCats.
WNPV Lansdale.
And welcome back to Bucksmont Live. I'm your host, John Ralston. We are so very fortunate today to have Lucia Mitro on the show. She is a holistic practitioner. You can visit her website at luciamitro.com. Lucia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for invitation and for having me here. It's a really true honor for me to be here as your guest.
Well,
thank you very much.
I thank you for being here after 2 months of, trying to hash out when you were going to be on the show. Now, for my folks, for my audience who doesn't know you, tell them a little bit about your childhood and your upbringing in communist Slovakia.
Well, as you said, I was born and raised in Slovakia. I used to be Czechoslovakia, in a beautiful little town of Remecké Hamre, surrounded by beautiful mountains, which is now a state park. It was, when I was born, I had some experiences, and that was normal for me. I didn't know that I'm seeing and knowing something until actually I start talking and I start sharing my experiences with my parents and my friends.
It kind of seemed normal to you, but to everybody else, they don't understand the gifts that you have.
I was able to see the people, soul that crossed over. I knew stuff that I was not supposed to know and I shouldn't know. I was able to communicate. I was able to see what will happen in the future. I sense stuff, and it's hard to explain unless you know it. And again, it was normal for me. I thought everybody will do it. And actually, my mother always was joking that I was such a good child because they didn't have to pay attention to me. I was able to play by myself, so I was out of their hair.
You had your own crowd with you most of the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. What they didn't understand, then, like you said,
now, was it scary for you?
Not until I realized I am the only one in the area who can do it.
Okay.
It was, as I said, I was born with that. I always had it. It was absolutely normal for me until I was able to share the experiences.
So like kids who are growing up different than other kids, all of a sudden they realize they're different and it becomes a shock.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Then I was started to being afraid of the people who are in the area with me. Like, if you wake up and there's somebody standing by your bed and talking to you, you don't know this person, and this person is in distress, and you don't know what to do with that, and you know that nobody else will see it, nobody else can help you. Of course, then you will start being afraid of that. How there is a strange man staying by my bed. Yes, you will be afraid. And kids are usually afraid.
That would scare me, too.
So, absolutely. When I started actually sharing my experiences, and I told my mom, and Auntie coming here, and she will be here at 3 o'clock. When nobody knew about that, and show up ringing the doorbell. Yeah, my mom then told me later on that if she wouldn't be ashamed of having daughter in an institution, she would put me there. So when you hear it from your own mother, yeah, it will shake up with you. It will make a difference.
There's a sort of stigma against people who seem to have these gifts.
It used to be, especially being born and raised under communist regime.
Now, how hard was that, being raised in Slovakia? What was it like? For the average American, we don't know what it was like. We don't know what it's like to. Most of us, I've never been to Russia myself. I don't know what it's like. So I couldn't imagine what it was like to be in communist Russia.
We always joke that you had a freedom of speech. You just didn't have a freedom after the speech. So, yeah, watching my parents to be afraid to talk to each other about what they feel in their own house, in their living room, because they were afraid that there's somebody's listening and somebody will do something. If you are sitting on a bench outside in a park, you will not talk about anything outside like a normal stuff, because you don't know who's listening, and you don't know when police will start knocking on your door and ship you off to Siberia.
Yeah.
Literally, it was, you cannot say your opinion.
So that really happened, people being sent to Siberian camps.
People would disappear. Nobody will hear from them. they would be in a prison. If they were like President Dubček, he was in a home arrest. He could not leave his home for 25 years or something like that. So, yes, it was, everybody was afraid to think. Now it's 25 years since Velvet Revolution. It just been November 17 was when the Velvet Revolution started, when we overturned the communist regime. And I am very, very proud of my people because we did it with ringing of keys. That was the biggest noise that made, and there was no gunshot. Nobody was killed. There was no bloodshed. It was the ringing of the key. That's how we overturned the regime. And why? Because we were ready. We were ready to do it. The mindset of people was for a freedom for democracy, not more for communism and on all this BS that we were listening from them and all those lies about the rest of the world. You couldn't travel. There was fence between all of the countries. Like if you're in the capital city of Bratislava, there was a fence. You cannot go to Vienna, which is across the street, across the river. You could not go anywhere. I had a lot of artists that couldn't come to United States, and if they come, they had to be police officer or somebody from the secret police with them all the time to prevent them from staying here.
Wow.
So you could not think your own thoughts. You could not do whatever you want. If I come up and say what I'm seeing and doing, I would be an institution. If I go to a psychologist, I would be an institution. I would be on drugs or something else. People could not go to churches once you are in a communist party, which you had to be. For example, my mom was a teacher. She had to be in a communist party. My father was a bus driver, and when he worked his way up in a company, it's something like a SEPTA here or something, in a company, he had to be part of the Communist Party. Otherwise, he could not hold a position.
It's sort of like a union, but a very large union.
Yes. Yes, and again, you could not be in once you are in a party. Like I was not able to even talk to my own father about my experiences. He would shush me down because he would afraid that if somebody overhears us or I will say something in front of people, he would go to
Well, that must have been very
prison.
difficult for adults with children.
Absolutely.
To convince their children to, and that must have caused some strife, some kind of psychological,
Yes.
that would be a
Yeah.
psychological problem for me if I was growing up and people kept on telling me to be quiet because that's really not what I do well.
Well, you see it and you feel it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was, now I know it was the energy that you were born in. It was from where you were born in. You felt that. At least the sensitive people like me, I felt that fear everywhere. Everybody, and it's the mask that people had under the communist regime, because you had to be happy and had to have a smile on the face and have to saying everybody how beautiful life it is under communism regime. But then it wasn't. It was that fear and not being able to be who you are, not being able to do what you want and to fully be. Especially with artists, it was horrible for them to, create a songs or something about what they feel like because
it's an expression of the way they are thinking.
Everything. And I had an artist that they wrote a song and they had to send it to somebody to approve it before they record it. Wow. And there's a word that could mean something else. They had to change the word. So to that point that there was no freedom, absolutely no freedom at all. But everybody had to pretend to be very, very happy.
So now, when did you leave Slovakia?
Well, one day, at that time, my husband, now my ex-husband, received a letter from United States, and all I understood was congratulations. Well, he said, I'm going to Alaska on a fishing boat because he applied for that. And I'm like, okay, you're going to Alaska. But I took that paper to teacher of English language, and she said, well, you want a green card. And I said, what is a green card? It's a visa lottery. Usually 5% of population from every country can win a visa. You have to... there are certain criteria that you have to meet to actually come here and get this visa. So I said, well, you know what? This is really funny because my husband's father and brother was here at that time. They were here. So they applied for a green card, but instead of his father's name and everything, put his brother's name and everything. So his brother won. Therefore, we are three of us at that time, and we already had a son. He was 3 years old. So I said, you know what? Let's try it. I would never thought I will leave my beloved Slovakia, especially not for America, because my mindset was still, horrible Americans. That's where we were raised and, taught. So I was like, no, there's no way I'm coming to America. But we went through the paperwork, and actually we were approved. A year later, lots of money later, we were approved. So it was in April of 1996.
Well, where's the money come in? You have to have the money to travel, or further than
for
that?
All, you had to have confirmation of confirmation, like citizenship, where you live. All the doctors, we had to go through through hospital to whole health checkup and everything else. So it was, and then we of course had to send the paperwork here to the government, and yes, that was a lot of money, and traveling here and going through. We had to go to Prague at that time to the hospital for all the checkups. So staying here, traveling, yes.
So we're going to ask you a whole lot about your approach to healing, how you counsel people, and also how you have become a practitioner. And we're going to get more information. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're with Lucia Mitro. She's a holistic practitioner, healer, and counselor. You can visit her website at luciamitro.com. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. This is Bucksmont Live, only on the Talk of the Suburbs, AM 1440 WNPV. Also on the web at WNPV1440.com.
WNPV Lansdale.
Avoid FOG. No, I'm not talking about the inclement weather, but fats, oil, and grease. Approximately 80% of grease-related sewer blockages and overflows occur in residential areas. That's because FOG clings to the inside of pipes, eventually causing a blockage. So never put fats, oil, and grease down the drain. This message from BCWSA, your utility partner for a safer environment. Learn more about what not to put down your drain online, bcwsa.net.
Hi, I'm John Ralston, president of SiteCats Web Development in Doylestown. There's a lot of confusion today about search engines and content management. Take a minute to relax with me. Listen, you might be thinking, how do I get my site to the top of the search engines? Do I need a mobile version of my website? Do I need a Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn page? Well, maybe you do, and just maybe you don't. That's why at SiteCats in Doylestown, we take the time to study your competition and define the keywords and copy that will make your web page stand out from the competition. Come see us at our studio right across the street from Bucks County Courthouse. We'll take the time to sort out your options so you can get back to work or back to whatever. So remember, you can relax because you've got SiteCats.
The Indian Valley was green before green was in. That's because the Indian Valley has been home to the Care and Share thrift shops for years. The Care and Share thrift shops on Route 113 in the Souderton Center are made up of 5 separate shops filled with quality used clothing, furniture, books, music, and household goods. Gently used items at great prices. But did you know that one day a month you could save even more? Well, you can. On the 3rd Friday of each month, the Care and Share thrift shops hold their big sale. Everything is 1/2 the ticket price. What a deal! You get quality items you want and need, perfectly good items that previously might have ended up in a landfill at amazingly low prices on the 3rd Friday of each month. For more information on the Care and Share thrift shops and to shop online, visit careandshareshops.org. That's careandshareshoppes.org or call 215-723-0315.
WNPV Lansdale.
And welcome back to Bucksmont Live. If you're just joining us, we're here with Lucia Mitro. She is a holistic practitioner. She's also a healer and a counselor. And Lucia, I wanted to ask you, you have these gifts. What made you want to apply these gifts to healing?
When I was a little child, my grandma took me to church, which I was not supposed to go because of my communist parents, but she sneaked me in. And the first word I heard, of course, I was not allowed to be actually active in the church, but it was a surprise for me because I heard, and I'm loosely going to translate that, I am not worth it of your word, just of you stepping into my house. Just say it and I will be healed. Allegedly, that's what people said to Jesus. And my first question was to my grandma, how?
Yeah. How does that happen?
Yeah, like that triggers something in me that I was constant attention to that, in like how this can happen, how he can just say the word, just think the thing, and people will be healed. Well, my grandma wanted nothing to do with that, and I always planned to ask the priest, but when I approached the priest with some questions, he told me that I am possessed and I need to pray for the rest of my life.
How did he come to that conclusion?
Well, I asked him what happened to the person when it dies, and he said, well, we turn into dust. I said, well, what if somebody still see the people who are passed? What if somebody feels that has some healing can be done to other people? So he said, that's work of evil, and this kind of person is possessed.
Okay.
And it's just the evil ways to lure the people, in a hell and everything else. So I was in a first grade in elementary school when he basically looked down at me and told me that I'm possessed by evil. Now, at that time, I
don't look it.
They say it a different way.
We'll get a picture and put it up on the website for you. She definitely does not look evil.
Well, that was his way to get rid of me, basically.
Okay.
And at that time, I already...
He didn't know, so
Absolutely.
he knew nothing. So
Absolutely.
He made things up according to doctrine.
Correct. And at that point, I already had no self-confidence because I thought that it's something horribly wrong with me if I can do it. And now the only person who I still had hopes can explain it to me, what is going on with me. I need an explanation. I need to know why I see it, why I have this. At that time, I felt cursed. What's going on? So I came to him, and of course, he told me I am possessed by evil. So at that point, I shut it down completely. But it's still, people were coming to me to do their hair, to touch them, to do the massage. My friends would often come to me and ask me questions for guidance and everything else, and I always felt like I stepped out of myself. It was like somebody else is coming through me. Those thoughts are just flowing through me, not from me. But I still didn't know how to work it. I still didn't know how to use it. I still thought it's a curse. And it's a burden on my shoulder, and I cannot never be like everybody else. So my self-confidence was below zero. Then I married a man that matched that energy. He was a very abusive man, because I didn't feel much about myself, so therefore I got somebody who proved me that I'm nobody. And it wasn't actually until I came to the United States and I came across the book from Louise Hay, Heal Your Life. And then I read the book and I was thinking, oh my God, there is somebody else like me. There are more people, and actually I can start using that. So I just let it be.
So you kind of immerse yourself in the research?
Yes. I start studying. I join groups. There are like-minded people, and more I was doing that, more I realized that I am not alone, and I can get more information how to use that gift to help other people, which at that point it's still my biggest pleasure, my biggest passion to do it. Because of what I lived through, what experience I had with my childhood, with my abusive husband, with raising my son alone, I had a passion to lifting people up, working with children, lifting people up. When I see somebody being happy, that's my happiness.
Well, when you come from the depths of where your self-perception was and you rise above that all on your own, you want to share that with people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you can give people money to buy something, but when you see a little child coming from having the head bent down and not even looking in your eyes, like 5 minutes later, sitting straight and looking in your eyes and smiling, priceless. Absolutely priceless. And then when I started researching and reading, I started with consultation, working with children, working with suicidal people, working with people in abuse relationship. I still know that I want to do some kind of healing modality, that it's not enough, there's something else. So I had a friend who is a Reiki teacher, and she was saying, well, Reiki, it would be for you. So she kind of pushed me into being Reiki. So I have a Reiki 1, but when I start doing that, I still feel there's something else, and there has to be something else. And I was not comfortable. I'm still not comfortable with touching people. I'm not comfortable of directing where the healing should go, because I respect your own freedom. I respect your free will. So I want to do the way that I can help you to get there, but I let you to do it, because the client knows their body the best.
So you're saying every consultation is different?
Oh, absolutely. Every session, every consultation, every healing session, even with same modality, what I do, the reconnection. I got a certification in reconnection healing, and that's a nice little story how I got to it. I attended holistic fair, and there was a person who was doing some kind of healing that I didn't know what it is, but I was affected by that. I was just in a room. I lost my hearing, I couldn't see anything, I lost my breath, and I didn't know what's going on. So after a while, I did a little investigation, and I figured out what's going on. So I approached this person, and I said, what are you doing? Because it's affecting me. You're not working on me, but it's affecting me. And he just smiled, and he said, well, reconnection. And I was like, wait, what? And he goes, well, reconnection. Here's the book. Get this book, and you will know. And I said, well, just tell me. He's like, no, you have to read the book. That was Saturday evening. I came home.
How much was the book?
I don't know. But I came home on Saturday from that fair with like 102 fever, but I wasn't sick. I just had a fever, and I was like, well, this is affecting me really. I really need to figure out what it is. So I went to Amazon Sunday, and I ordered the book telling me it will be like 7 to 14 days. I'm like, fine. I went to my P.O. box on Wednesday, and the book was already there. And I was like, okay, now I need just one more sign that I need to do this. Tell me what it is. Well, who knows me knows that I love and adore John Edward. He's the medium from Long Island, I believe so. He's the first one who actually got me into communication. I learned from him. He wasn't my teacher, but I learned from his work a lot how to communicate and how to work the process. So I opened the package from the book, and here's the endorsement from John Edward on the cover. And I'm like, okay, if somebody had to give me a sign, this is the sign. So I read the book. I signed for the certification. I actually got to meet Eric Pearl, who is the main guy behind everything, and his parents, because he's from Philadelphia area.
Very nice.
At the certification, and after I've been doing it since I got a certification in 2009, I've been doing that before. I'm doing that, still doing that, and I kind of let it go. I don't really follow to the T everything what it should be with reconnection, and kind of made it, allow it to be whatever clients needed.
Can you explain reconnection to us, or do we have to buy the book?
No, you don't have to buy. Basically, you guys working with computer, everybody working with computer.
Okay.
I
understand.
I would say that during the session, you are getting upgrade. You are getting information download from universe, from God, from Buddha, whatever you believe in. It's not coming from me, it's coming through me. I am something like a satellite or cable or Wi-Fi now.
Okay.
Nobody's using cable anymore. So I kind of open the door to it and allow you to reconnect it back to the main information system. It's to the main computer. During the session, you will upgrade your system, your body, your main computer in your body with information that are current, they are now, they are flowing now. Therefore, your main computer can spread that information and healing energy to the rest of the body that it actually needs to go.
So how do you know who's in your network and has that information that you need?
Well,
as far as reconnection, it's sort of a network of people, right?
No. It's coming from universe. It's coming from God. It's not coming from people. It's coming from the main energy field that it is. So it's not really network of people. It's network of energy that it's coming from.
Now, what do you think of traditional doctors? What do you think of traditional medicine? I have a very close family member of mine who is going through some getting advice from many doctors, and you know, there's the obvious skepticism as far as what this medicine is going to do for folks. This poison that they want to feed you that is supposedly supposed to help you. What is your thoughts on doctors and medicine and pharmacy?
We need them. Doctors are really needed in a process. They have machines that they can detect the problem. They have the way to help your body to heal faster. But you have to understand that doctors can help you with their knowledge. And knowledge, it's usually limited. So, yes, I always tell my clients, do not leave your doctor. Show your doctor that you are getting better, and then have the medicine decreased or taking off, but do not ever leave the doctor. On another side, you need to know that there is something more that they can do. So I always work with the doctors. I actually have clients, main doctors calling me and having discussion about the clients and everything else. I always work with them. They giving us the option to opportunity. Of course, when you break your leg, you go to doctor and you put the cast on. You don't wait for somebody to wave their hands over your body to have it done.
I don't know. You might be that good.
I wish. Absolutely. So, yes, we do need them, but just know, please know that there is more to it. You can listen what they say. Don't put this in a stone, because like with a lot of what I work with, people with cancer or with AIDS, the doctor's telling, well, that's it, send you home to die. Or there is no more I can do for you. Yes, there is more that could be done. And there is a lot of miraculous healings done that doctors cannot explain, again, because they didn't catch up yet with what we know. The science can only, brain cannot watch brain.
I think doctors believe that people with a good attitude heal quicker, so they are believing a little bit about, a person's spirit being able to actually heal themselves.
Yes.
So do you believe they're coming along?
They are, and I see it even since I came to United States. There is a huge difference how the people are approaching. Even my doctor will come there. I'm there 2 minutes, and because I have a sometimes problem with my blood pressure, so I go there. I'm like, he check my blood pressure, and you are stressful. I'm like, yeah, I don't sleep enough.
You're stressed.
I'm stressed. So I'm there for 2 minutes, and he prescribed another medication, and that is, we need to figure out who you are. We need to know what's going on in your life, and we need to know what beliefs you have to how you operate in a system, and what is there more for you to change these opinions and change how you look at view the world, and what else you can do to actually help yourself. And usually it comes, I always said that all the illnesses are coming from your spiritual body, the energetic side of your body. We all have it. And the physical will follow. Once you heal the root of the problem that we're trying to figure out, I always try to figure out what's the root of the problem. Once you heal that, the whole symptoms. When people come to me, I always say, do not tell me symptoms, because it's nothing for me. That's what you go to doctors and tell the doctors symptoms. I don't want to know that, because I need to know where's the root of the problem, what's causing that.
Folks, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Lucia Mitro. She is a practitioner, healer, and counselor. You can visit her website at luciamitro.com. When we come right back, I'm going to ask you basically how energy healing works and how you perform that when we come back from commercial. This is Bucksman Live, only on the Talk of the Suburbs, AM 1440, WNPV.
WNPV Lansdale.
Hi, I'm John Ralston, president of SiteCats Web Development in Doylestown. You know, there's a lot of confusion today about search engines and content management. Take a minute to relax with me. Listen, you might be thinking, how do I get my site to the top of the search engines? Do I need a mobile version of my website? Do I need a Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn page? Well, maybe you do, and just maybe you don't. That's why at SiteCats in Doylestown, we take the time to study your competition and define the keywords and copy that will make your web page stand out from the competition. Come see us at our studio right across the street from Bucks County Courthouse. We'll take the time to sort out your options so you can get back to work or back to whatever. So remember, you can relax because you've got SiteCats.
The Indian Valley was green before green was in. That's because the Indian Valley has been home to the Care and Share thrift shops for years. The Care and Share thrift shops on Route 113 in the Souderton Center are made up of 5 separate shops filled with quality used clothing, furniture, books, music, and household goods. Gently used items at great prices. But did you know that one day a month you could save even more? Well, you can. On the 3rd Friday of each month, the Care and Share thrift shops hold their big sale. Everything is 1/2 the ticket price. What a deal! You get quality items you want and need, perfectly good items that previously might have ended up in a landfill, at amazingly low prices on the 3rd Friday of each month. For more information on the Care and Share thrift shops and to shop online, visit careandshareshops.org. That's careandshareshoppes.org, or call 215-723-0315.
BCWSA is putting your money to work for a better and cleaner future. BCWSA is now supplying your drinking water from Forest Park in Chalfont. With a combination of traditional and innovative water treatment techniques, Forest Park is a state-of-the-art water treatment facility that produces the safest, highest quality water possible. That, combined with long-term rate stability, makes BCWSA the utility of choice. Learn more online, bcwsa.net.
WNPV Lansdale.
And welcome back to Bucksman Live. If you're just joining us, we're with Lucia Mitro. She is a holistic practitioner, a little different take on health than we usually have here at WNPV, but very interesting. She's also a healer and a counselor. You can get more information at her website, luciamitro.com. That's LuciaMitro. Her phone number, she wants you to have, if you would like to have a consultation, 267-733-3923, and we're going to give you that again at the end of the segment. Now, Lucia, now I'm so glad you're here. I just want to tell you, thank you once again for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you very much for having me. It's truly an honor for me.
Now, how does energy healing, how does it actually work?
I don't know. That's the easiest question. I don't know, and I'm trying not to actually explain it with my brain because I can't. It's a download of energy. It's a download of information that you receive. It's reconnecting your body to the grid in the system, in a universe. So basically, you're coming back to the basic, to our human soul basic. And then it's healing the root of the problem, not the symptoms. So every session is different for same client even. It's a different session. It's work on a psychological, on a physical, spiritual level. Everything what you need to have a new information, new look, you will receive it.
Now tell us a little bit more about positive thinking. We touched on it in the last segment.
I'm kind of trying to explain my clients that positive thinking is excellent to the point that you need to feel it, not just think it. Because if there is a people, mostly now financial problems, and affirmation or the positive thinking saying to you, say, oh, I am rich, I have a lot of money in a bank. But that's your brain is telling you. And your soul is going, BS, you have nothing in your bank. Okay. That's creating...
Reality is telling you that.
Yes, that's actually creating big stress within yourself. You're creating because you're going against yourself and against your beliefs and against your wrong. So that's actually hurting you instead of helping you. If you really want to have a positive thinking, you need to feel it from inside. You need to feel it, not just thinking. And the way how to avoid I am avoiding, put it in form of question and make your brain work for you, because your brain always works. It's giving you instruction on what to do. So let's make it busy in your benefit and ask,
how do you do that?
Why do I have so much money in my bank? And that's putting stress on your brain, telling me, oh my God, we have to have a lot of money in our bank. So how do I do that?
So it's the power of suggestion.
It's not power of suggestion, but you're looking to way to get it. Now you're getting in action. What do I do to make my bank account grow? What do I do? You're going into action. You're looking on the way. Instead of you stressing out that you don't have something, you are depressed because I am sick. I am depressed because I'm poor. I'm depressed because my car is breaking down. You look and you're thinking and you're constantly in the energy of I do not have. When you put it in form of question, you will figure out how to do it to make it better.
Do you think people subconsciously are coming up with solutions because of that?
Correct. Okay. Absolutely correct. And the universe does not know no negative. When you say no, I do not want to be sick, it hears sick, and that's what you're getting. So be careful what you're praying for.
Well, I feel better that already that you came in to see us today. I just feel better. I feel more positive. Now, why would my listeners call you or check you out at your website, luciamitro.com?
That was actually pointed out to me, and I didn't even realize until my good friend pointed out to me, but I have a little bit something like a full package, because I can do the energy healing. Mm-hmm. But with my consultation, I usually start with reconnection session or the healing session to load you up with information you need to have. And then we sit down and talk.
Okay.
So I'm taking you as a being, as a soul, as a person, as a physical person, as a spiritual person. And we can sit down and we can talk about everything and anything. And then we will look at your life. We will look at your thinking. And then I load you up with more information through the reconnection system. And it's a combined effort of everything that I can actually offer you. And my communication with people who crossed over, actually with the soul in general, that's another part of the body. So it's like a full package what I can do for people who are sick, but for people who are depressed, for people who are grieving their loved ones. I can do it in one package.
Now, what do you think about healthy diets and vitamins? Does that kind of help out with things?
Absolutely. It does. But you, again, have to be very careful, because if you concentrate, a lot of vitamins are now made chemically. So you have to be careful what vitamins, what company you're buying that from, and it actually hurts you too. Every time you look for something from outside to help and you're concentrating on somebody else, something else helping you, it's limiting you. That's why I do the energy healing, because it has to come from inside.
One last question I have for you, and then we have to wrap up. But why haven't you written a book yet?
I used to have an excuse that I don't have a happy ending yet.
Ah.
But then it was pointed out to me that when do I think that a happy ending will be? And I said, well, I don't know.
Well, you could get 3/4 done, right?
Yeah. Well, they told me when you meet your creator, that's when the happy ending will be. Like, I just lost my excuse.
That is wild. Folks, you've been listening to Lucia Mitro. You can visit her website at luciamitro.com. She's a holistic practitioner, and you can contact her by phone, 267-733-3923. Lucia Mitro, thanks so much for being on the show today.
Thank you very, very much. It was really a pleasure to being here. Thank you very much.
We enjoyed it. I feel much better.
Thank you.
Folks, when we come right back, we'll have some short announcements for you. This is Bucksmont Live, only on the Talk of the Suburbs, AM 1440 WNPV. Also on the web at WNPV1440.com.
WNPV Lansdale.
The Indian Valley was green before green was in. That's because the Indian Valley has been home to the Care and Share thrift shops for years. The Care and Share thrift shops on Route 113 in the Souderton Center are made up of 5 separate shops filled with quality used clothing, furniture, books, music, and household goods. Gently used items at great prices. But did you know that one day a month you could save even more? Well, you can. On the 3rd Friday of each month, the Care and Share thrift shops hold their big sale. Everything is 1/2 the ticket price. What a deal! You get quality items you want and need, perfectly good items that previously might have ended up in a landfill at amazingly low prices on the 3rd Friday of each month. For more information on the Care and Share thrift shops and to shop online, visit careandshareshops.org. That's careandshareshoppes.org or call 215-723-0315.
We all know how costly it can be to repair and replace the water or sewer lines on your property. Now there's a solution. BCWSA is now offering a new low-cost maintenance program to protect the pipes that run from your home or business to the mains in the street. For as little as $5 a month for residential customers and $10 for commercial, you're covered. Some property contributions and exclusions apply. Go to bcwsa.net for details or call 800-222-2068. BCWSA, your utility partner for a safer environment.
Hi, I'm John Ralston, president of SiteCats Web Development in Doylestown. You know, there's a lot of confusion today about search engines and content management. Take a minute to relax with me. Listen, you might be thinking, how do I get my site to the top of the search engines? Do I need a mobile version of my website? Do I need a Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn page? Well, maybe you do, and just maybe you don't. That's why at SiteCats in Doylestown, we take the time to study your competition and define the keywords and copy that will make your web page stand out from the competition. Come see us at our studio right across the street from Bucks County Courthouse. We'll take the time to sort out your options so you can get back to work or back to whatever. So remember, you can relax because you've got SiteCats. And welcome back to Bucksmont Live here on WNPV AM 1440. Something new we have on the show. Musical guests are now welcome every week on the show, highlighting local bands and solo acts, acoustic or otherwise. You can get more information on my website, bucksmontlive.com/bringthemusic. Once again, we would like to thank Lucia Mitro for being on the show. You can visit her website at luciamitro.com. That's LuciaMitro. It's even melodious. Her phone number is 267-733-3923 if you need to get in touch with her. Folks, once again, we'd like to thank BCWSA, your utility partner for a safer environment. Learn more at bcwsa.net. Care and Share Thrift Shops of Souderton, you can visit them at careandshareshops.org, where your purchases help feed over 30 countries worldwide. Also, SiteCats Web Development, business strength email and websites from the experienced SiteCats team. You can schedule an appointment at 215-345-9050 or just go to sitecats.com. Folks, I'm John Ralston. Our engineer today, Barry Pasternak, was here. Thanks to Barry, and thanks for you for joining us. And every Saturday at 10:10, you've been listening to Bucksman Live on the Talk of the Suburbs, WNPV AM 1440, archives at WNPV1440.com.
The opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or sponsors of WNPV Lansdale.